Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's episode of Reddit Stories is from Tales from the Front Desk. Our first story is by somebody whose name I can't pronounce, so I'm just going to spell it out for those of you who listen. Their name is KTHRNHBPRNNKDBSMNT. Good luck pronouncing that. You're denying me service? Yes. Howdy, howdy. This happened about 10 minutes ago. Our hotel, 126-room business hotel in northern Minnesota, is sold out. A big corporate event, like 80 grand big, took all but 10 rooms, and those 10 got reserved. Unfortunately, most of them were reserved by construction workers. For the most part, they were emotional Karens who freak the heck out over everything and like to flap their proverbial man parts at me. And then there's Gary, who is special in that he's more of a jerk than all the others. Gary approached me at the desk. Checking in. Just need to see your ID. No, you don't. I let that hang there for a moment, then, yeah, I do. No, you don't. I've been staying here for months. You don't need to see my ID. Yes, I do. No, you don't. Nobody else checks it. They are doing their jobs wrong. ID, please. I am not showing you my ID. I'm not giving you the keys to your room otherwise. So you're gonna deny me service just because I won't show you my freaking ID? Yes. Gary huffed and puffed and tried to blow the house down, but I am immune to the rages of middle-aged impotence. Nobody else ever IDs me. Sir, if Jesus Christ walked through that door and showed me the stigmata, I'd still ask for government-issued photo ID, and I'd love to see yours now. Gary relented and pulled out his wallet. Yep, it's Gary, so I pulled up his reservation. Okay, now I just need you to swipe or insert your card here. No, you don't, and no, I won't. Nobody ever makes me do this. Then they're doing their jobs wrong, and I'm doing mine right. No, you're not. You're just making stuff up to feel like a big man. I don't need to feel like a big man. I need you to swipe or insert your card. Why? If you dispute the charge, we have physical authorization showing that you authorized the payment. It helps us out with scammers. So I'm a scammer? No. Swipe or insert your card here, please. I'm not going to, because no one else ever makes me do this, and I don't care about helping you guys out. Well, I'm making you do it. No, you aren't. And I'm not gonna. Then you don't get into your room. Aren't you supposed to satisfy customers? I'm not satisfied. Call your manager. I won't be doing that. I'm not giving you my card. Then I'm not giving you your room. Have a good night. I turn to walk away, and lo and behold, the card appears in his hand. He inserts the chip. Payment goes through. I get him his keys and hand them to him with a smile. Have a good night. You're a real jerkwad, you know that? If you decide to become verbally abusive with me or any other employees, I will have the police remove you. Only warning. Have a good night. You... I lifted the receiver on the phone and stared at him. Gary rolled his eyes and stalked off, muttering darkly. Coincidentally, his boss came through the lobby not 10 minutes later, and he was not happy to hear what I had to say about old Gary. Does anybody ever stay at a place where you don't swipe your card or show ID? Like, unless you book online or something, maybe. But even then, when you're checking in, you have to show your ID to prove it's you and that somebody else isn't scamming you. Of course you need to provide ID, and of course you need to provide your card as well. If not just to pay, but to pay for incidentals in case something breaks. And then they refund you later. Shocker. Men can be Karens too. Our next story is by Zombie Valia. You need to go out there and tell the car to turn its music down. I'm sitting here at my 153-room hotel right next to the motorway and a gas station. Now, sometimes it happens that there are collections of younger people hanging out at the gas station late at night and playing loud music from their cars. The lobby is very soundproof, and I can have a hard time gauging if they're playing loud enough for guests to hear, so usually I wait until I get a complaint before calling the police. The police usually want an official complaint from a guest before they even bother to send a car our way anyways. I am not allowed to leave the reception area at night, and I wouldn't go outside to tell idiots off either. Feels like a recipe to get stabbed, to be honest. Anyways, tonight is one of those nights when some guys parked their car and started blasting right next to the gas station. They would periodically turn off the music, so I was hoping they would leave soonish. However, after an hour of them turning the music on and off, a guest calls me and complains. I tell him that I'll call the police, and if they want, they can get another room not facing the gas station. But the police are apparently very busy tonight, and after being on hold with the police's non-emergency number for 25 minutes, the guest comes running down the stairs, extremely angry, and telling me to call the police already. I tell him that I have, and that I am put on hold, and they will get to me when they have time. Then the guest starts accusing me of creating a bad hotel atmosphere, and that it's my fault that his family cannot sleep. He yells at me to go out and tell them to turn it down and that I should have heard them play this whole time and that I'm not doing my job. Yada, yada. 1. Why would they listen to me? 2. I had offered them another room on the other side of the hotel. 3. I can't even leave the lobby area, much less go to the gas station across from us. So instead, he runs outside in pajamas and yells at them. Goes back in again and screams at me to go outside in 5 minutes and tell them off while walking back to his room. Meanwhile, I'm still sitting on hold with the police. Man, I love things I have no power over. Less than 3. And our final story is by Aiku. The first word in their title is a swear word, so I'm just going to say boutique motel instead of blank boutique. Motel rolls over for the cops. I work for this place in Williches, California, a boutique hotel, literally an abusive evangelical alcoholic's idea of classy. It was a crappy trash place with a Marilyn Monroe room that looked like it was designed by a horny 9-year-old. I hope the owner does Reddit. He'll know who he is. Both the owner and his wife were massive pieces of garbage, abused the staff constantly, and went to church every Sunday to prove their goodness. One day, the local drug cops showed up and asked if they had any suspicious people staying at the hotel. Trash owner rolled right over and gave them all the details on all guests. Room 104 was of particular interest as they were from New York and came once a month. This is Mendocino County. These guys were in town to buy weed, FFS. Marijuana is a second currency in Mendo and a vital part of the economy. Everyone driving a 2023 Jeep around here paid for it by growing pot. The cops said they would get a warrant and return later in the day. I went to room 104. I was a maintenance guy in training to do front desk. On the pretext of maintenance, and told the occupants what had just occurred and suggested another hotel in a nearby town. This was pot, not meth. I don't like meth people. Nearly everyone I know smokes pot around here. It's as normal as going to the bar for a beer. Best tip ever, $300. For an idea of what a worthless piece of garbage this owner was, I rolled in one day and said, "Sorry, this has to be my last day. My sister just died in a tragic accident and I have to go to England tomorrow for her funeral." This was true, not a fake excuse. The first thing he said was, "Well, can you finish your shift? Because Jimmy called in sick today?" Garbage people. And such good Christians. P.S. I learned the next day that 30 cops rolled up and rousted an empty room shortly before midnight. There are so many people in the world who will live their lives very badly and then go to church on Sunday, as if that makes up for everything that they've done for the past week. Honestly, I think the world would probably be better off if people didn't use that to wash their hands clean and act as though they're so superior to everyone else. You know, you shouldn't have something that's like a reset button. It's not like you're playing a video game and you can mess it up and screw it up all week long and then you have a reset button you can just push. You're suddenly pristine and prim and proper again. That shouldn't be a thing, but that's how some people treat church. It's truly unfortunate. We've come to the end of another episode. Until we meet again, have a dainty day.